everybody, it's Agent, and yeah, so today we have in front of us the Ramjet Masterpiece Takara figure that I picked up from BBTS that I repaired the shoulders on. I figured we would go through, and I know everybody has seen, you know, the figures before, and they've seen the transformation on these guys before, because all the Seekers are pretty much the same. But you know what? I don't care. I wanted to go through it with you guys, because after I got him fixed, I discovered I really enjoy this figure, and I'm thinking he is definitely going to be displayed here at my house. So to begin with, this is the figure, so we're just going to move him off to the side, and we're just going to look at the box. And it is a very big box. So as you can see, we've got the let's see if I can get it up there. Yeah, let's try adjusting the height of the camera for this one. There we go. All right. So we've got Takara Tommy up here. We got the Transformers More Than Meets the Eye Masterpiece. We've got a picture of him in his jet mode. We have the MP-11NR Destron New Jetron Warrior Ramjet. On the side we have the same Masterpiece logo. At the top we have him and Masterpiece. On the side we have Masterpiece. At the bottom we have things. And on the back we have our product shots of him standing, his back section, his face, his whole chest area, him and his jet, the things you can do with the jet, and his accessories, and of course little lines pointing to the things. So there we go. That is that. Now let's bring you back down. And there you go. There he is in his jet mode. Now as I was saying, I really enjoy this guy as a jet mode. I mean, it's different than the normal Seekers that are out there, because for one, he is the cone head, and he is, if I remember correctly, the first cone head that they released in the Masterpiece form. As you can see, it's very well done. It's just like all the other ones, except for the way his wings are designed, which are very nice. Let me see. Bring this up a little bit here. Sorry, I'm adjusting the camera. I'm not used to figures that are this big, because, you know, how many actual Masterpiece figures have I done? Not many. So, alright. Anyways, so most of his accessories are on him, except for, of course, the instruction pamphlet, which is right there. And it is, of course, in a different language, so you just kind of have to follow along. There's only really one thing that's different with the transformation on him compared to the other Seekers, and, well, his wings too, but besides those two things, not much. And there you go. He also comes with a collector's card, and I actually don't have it next to me, but we've all seen the collector's. Oh wait, there it is. There it is. There's the front. There's the back, and it's still in its plastic. So all right. Anywho, the other accessory he comes with is his little holographic pilot, which you open up the canopy and you set him in there and close it down. He doesn't tab in or anything, so he really just kind of hangs out pretty loose in there. Not too bad. I mean, it's an accessory. He's gonna go back in the box. So, all right. Well, let's just do a couple comparisons with him. So there's him there, and I do have another Seeker mold. This one is my Hasbro one, Sunstorm. So as you can see, the molds are very similar except for the wings. Everything else is pretty much the same. When you flip them over, I'm trying to do this, these guys aren't very big. You can tell the bottoms are a little bit different in the way the landing gear is. And also right here, you can see the head goes there, and on here, because it's a different transformation, there's no head, so there is an open gap in that section. Other than that, yeah, all pretty much the same. Right down to the whole nose cone section flopping down whenever you move them. All right. We got Starscream here. So here he is with G1 Starscream, so you can see a size comparison, and quite large indeed. There, that's the best way, I guess. I don't know. And then there was another one I wanted to do. Where did I put him? Just because he's one of the more current figures out there. Here he is with Siege Optimus Prime. So you can see the size difference. And there we are. Okay. Other than that, you know, it's all pretty basic. Got fuzzies there and fuzzies there. So for transformation, we're just going to go through that pretty quick because we've already seen it 12.5 times, except for a few key differences. On here, basically these fuel things or torpedoes or whatever they are, I don't know what they are, they separate, and then you can just put them back together. So there you go. And then once you do that, you will reveal the null ray cannons that every other Seeker mold has, and those are just pegged in, you know, right underneath the wing there. So, all right. And then other side, we'll do the same thing. You just unpeg, and then you separate this. Now the color on this is really good. I mean, it's white, black, and red, with a few areas of silver and gray. But, you know, pretty basic, but pretty nice all the same. All right, so now that we got that off, you're going to notice everything else is, oh, I almost forgot, the radar dish. Yep, right in the nose cone, there's the revealable radar dish. So, it's the best part. I mean, really, if you're going to get one of these, you're doing it for that. But, all right. Next thing up is we're going to put the landing gear away. So his landing gear just kind of flips in, and then on this side, you just open this up, and then you slide that in, and then close that up. All right. So from there, what are we going to do? We're going to work on the lower section. So you just separate this, make sure these are like untabbed, and there's nothing still attached underneath. And you can just pull the legs out. And from there, let's just go on the back here. We'll open up the same engine compartment, which the feet kind of look like engines, but we've already seen all that. And you just pull those out and flip them down. And that's part of your feet. And then you can just close that right up. Next thing we're going to do is these parts right here on the wings. We're going to flip those up. So you're just going to get your fingernail right under there and then flip it around and close it up. Same on this side, flip it up, turn it around, close it down. That's going to smooth everything out and make it look really nice. From there, we're going to take these two bits, flip them over, and rotate them. And that makes the feet. Right? And then the next thing, these, which are the knee pads, they will be in like that, but when you push them down, they will, for the most part, come out of there. Well, why aren't you coming out of there? He was just out. All right, I'm not too concerned with that. Not too concerned, because we're just going to take this, we're going to slide these wings up right to there, and we are going to tilt them back to that first click. Okay, and then we can separate the legs. There we go. See, now it comes out. That one's not. Oh well. Oh well. All right, there we go. There is the lower half of this figure all transformed up. We'll get to the top half. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take these and we are going to rotate them down and flatten them down to the side there. Rotate that around on the ball joint and flatten it down, just like in any other figure. We're going to come back around here, and these sections, now this is all molded the same, so you could technically unpeg these once you get this part up right here. Oh, I did forget to mention there is the air brake is on here, which comes in handy when you want to, if you can get it up. There we go. There's the air brake with this little piston thing in there. But yeah, that kind of helps get that section up. So yeah, as I was saying, you could, if you wanted to, take and flip these around so they go the way the wings go on the other jets, but we are not. We're just gonna take, and right here is a hinge, move them up like that. Okay, we're just gonna leave that up there for now. And then we are going to take these arms, which, like I mentioned and we had the video on, I have fixed, so they work amazingly well. And we're just gonna put them like there. We're gonna move these arms up, and then we're gonna take the fuselage thingy down underneath here and separate it from itself. And then we're gonna rotate that around. And this makes the side of the belly area, like so. And we're going to move these down. And then we're going to move this down, like that. Rotate the arm at the upper shoulder, move the hands out, and pull out the thumb. And do the same thing on the other side, like that. The hands out, get the thumb, and there we go. From there, we're going to move the camera up a little bit more, because what we got to do at this point, and when I say point, I mean point, we got to separate that, bring that down, and we're going to put it like that. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to rotate that around right through this whole, I can move that back down, right through this whole middle section that was just there. And when we do that, we're going to get to about there, and we're going to twist the cockpit right there. See, it looks like that. We're going to twist the cockpit around like so. And then that's going to go slide right in there, like so. And then with the back, I mean, the one, because of the way this is, transforms now compared to the non-code head seekers, this doesn't collapse in anymore, so it more or less just kind of dangles in there. So there's not much you can do about that, but so all right, so that comes down, goes into there, and then once that's in there, it just kind of clips in. And then you can take this piece, and you're gonna see it's got like a hinge right there, and that just kind of, as you're doing it, turning the head so it all fits. But this right in here, you can see it just kind of comes up. There's the head. And then, like I was saying, back here, there's really no place for this to tab in, at least nothing that I found, so really it just kind of hangs out back there. But other than that, there he is, Ramjet, in all of his masterpiece glory. And then these pieces, I almost forgot, these torpedo pieces, we can actually tab those in. There's a hole there that you can tab that into right there, and then one on the other side right there, and that's the peg, and then that just goes in like so. All right, so yeah, there he is, and there, clipped in. So there we go. And like I was saying, he is actually really cool. I mean, I'm glad I picked him up for the price I did. I mean, what was it? $40? $39.99 I picked him up for, and defective shoulders, which I easily fixed. And he's as good as new. I mean, his backpack, there's not much you can do about the backpack because of transformation, but yeah, he's a really nice figure. Articulation wise, I mean, it's just like all the other ones. You know, his head is on a ball jointy thing, so it can do complete 360. Can look forward because of the hinges. It kind of looks down into his chest. The arms are on a nice ratchet, which will go 360. They go out. They have a upper arm rotation. Look at that. There is a double hinge on the elbow. And when you do that, you're going to see that there's like a little piston that they kind of put in there so that it looks like it's going in and out there. Yeah, very nice indeed. The hands are on a post, so they can do complete 360 around. The thumb is on a ball joint. The fingers are on 2 ball joints. You got 1 and 3, and then there's a separate little joint at the first knuckle on the first one and the other 3. So he does have some articulation in his hands. His legs. All right, so his legs moving forward, you get about that far. I can't get it to go any further than that. Back, that's as far as it goes back because of the wings. The knee is actually got, when you flip it over here, you can see, excuse me, I was gonna sneeze. He's got 2 joints right there. They're very heavy ratchets. So, but as you can see, they do a little about 90 because of the way everything works. It could get more if it didn't have as much stuff on the back. So we'll just, but they are very heavy. They also have a upper leg rotation. So yeah, if we pull that out, you can see he's got a lot more bend in that knee than what you would assume. And it's still a heavy joint though. All right. As for feet, these will rotate a little bit so you can get some poses. The bottom of the jets move a little bit, so that can help. And then the back, you know, that's just for support. So yeah, there he goes. All right. All in all, he's a great figure. I love him. I mean, he looks good in both modes, in his bot mode and his jet mode. He looks great. He's very clean looking, especially with all that white on him. The other things you can do with him is these pieces will actually come down, so it kind of levels out with his face if you want. Your choice. And then he also has these missile pods in there, right there. There you go. All right. For comparison wise, I got a special treat, and I'm going to compare him to Mech Fan Toys Huge Dragon, which, as you can see, he obviously is taller because of the wings, but the top of his head is shorter than the top of his cone. So, but there you go. huge dragon. Next up we have G1 Starscream. So you can kind of see the difference, and yes, I know I didn't put his hands on, but it's more for height comparison than his hands. We also have the Siege Optimus Prime, so you can get an idea of what he looks like next to a current figure, which, you know, he's a masterpiece, so he's obviously taller. But I will say, if you get the opportunity, pick up these Siege guys. He seems so much more solid than, say, the Power of the Primes Optimus, which is with his trailer and everything attached. I feel just by holding him, this guy weighs the same as that big thing, because he's just more solid. I just don't feel like they cheaped out on this. So if you get the opportunity, start picking up those Siege guys, and I will go over him at a future date. And then besides him, we also have Sunstorm, which is in the same mold line. Now granted, this one is a Hasbro version, which I picked up from Toys R Us many moons ago. So there are slight differences. This guy feels a little more, what's the best way to say it? I mean, he just, like, I honestly, I couldn't even tell you. This guy just feels different than Takara one. I don't know if it's the way they were made or the type of plastic that they used. I mean, they should be using the same stuff, but for some reason he just feels a little bit different, especially when you're transforming him. But as you can see, the mold is pretty much the same throughout, except for on the legs and the wings. And this is what I was talking about with the backside pieces on him, is you could actually flip him up to this, like that, if you wanted to. Of course, you don't get these big red wings behind him. It's just these little bits. But then what we'll do, since I have them out, is we'll also show the backpack comparison on the two. And you can see how nice and tidy this one looks, because it actually pegs into the nose cone back here. Like this peg right here into this nose cone, so it really holds everything together and kind of keeps it nice and flat, where on him it doesn't have that. I mean, it flops around. So but yeah, so you can see the minor differences between the two, besides obvious color differences, which, you know, Sunstorm, yellow with flames, Ramjet, red, white, and black. But yeah, there you go. So yeah, I don't know if BBTS still has these guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have the regular one, the non-defective shoulder, but if you do happen to go on there and see the ones with the defective shoulders, I mean, by all means, pick it up. Check out my video I did before this one on how to fix it, and you have yourself a really nice figure for very little cost. So yeah, the one thing I didn't go over was his face, so we're just gonna do that real quick. You can see his face, silver with a pouty lip look to him, I guess, and red eyes. Yeah. So, all right, so there he is. I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure if you like what you saw, you subscribe, click that like, share it, click the bell so you get future notifications, and until next time.